Which list we added? Customer list or employee? Employee info. Yes, state Kerala, Karnataka. These are L copy. Okay, in here we added country. Okay, for this item ID, India. Item suffix. So I'm getting item with item ID 6. Yeah, and now it is working. And from there I'm expanding term store field value. ID title country. And expand. Open. So we are getting some result. I'll open the results view. See, I'm not sure why we didn't get value yesterday. You can see the result will be like this. Okay, under the properties will be having all values like ID, title, and for the country we'll have label that as one. Okay, this is not the actual text we don't have, and term GUID, WSSID like this we will be having. Okay, and with respective value for that label one, we need to get at the top. Okay, if you see at the top, there is there are few properties under entry. You can see content properties term. This ID equal to one term. This value related to this ID is term. That is India. Okay. Uh, so for single terms, it will be like this only. So while processing, you may like face some difficulty in getting this text value. Okay, for that there is a method they provided. You can see here ID term like this it is there, and below to that label value is there. Okay, so to get that value, there is a method get taxonomy value of. Okay, you can directly call this method and pass the result and the field name. Here field name is country. Okay, you need to pass this result. You might be assigning this result to particular variable, something like obj or any variable. You need to pass that variable and field name country. If we pass that to this method, it will return the actual label value. For our scenario, it will return India. Okay, you try this in your SPFx solution. So even in recent project, I too use the same. It worked. Okay, so same case. If you select there is one more option. Here we have selected only one option, only one field. Give me a minute. 1 second, I'm getting call. Hello? ನಾವು ನಾವು 10 ಮಣಿ ಪೈన పిలిచినా ప్రదీప్ నా ఇప్పుడు ఊరికి వచ్చిన ప్రదీప్ ఆడవని చెప్పి తెల్ల నా 10 మణి పైన పిలిచి అవే 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 సరే నా పిలిచాను అవి పిలిచా if you go to employee info list and I'm going to list settings. Country, here you can say right now we didn't choose allow multiple values. Okay, if you choose allow multiple values, we can select multiple values for this particular field. I'm again going to this item, edit this item. I give one more value. So I think Pakistan. I select Pakistan as well. Click on save. Okay. Now save. Now I don't change any value in this. Okay. I'm executing as it is. I'm copying the latest result and pasting here. See, for this you don't need to worry. You can directly get the actual values. Okay, if you have multi-choice field, you can directly get that value. You can see here directly label term GID and that particular actual ID. You can directly get from here. Okay, only if you are having like single term to be selected. In that case, only you may need to call this particular method. Get taxonomy value method. Okay, this method you need to call. If it is multi-choice, multi-select field means you don't need to worry. We will get it label as it is, and we can get that value without passing any method. Okay. Any doubt in taxonomy fields? Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I clear with this terms to related stuff. You
Yes.
have any
Yeah,
doubt?
yeah. No doubt.
Okay, fine.
It is clear.
Then we'll see what are the topics we have covered. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
this may be useful for you. Tell. Hope you started like applying in Naukri portal. So have you done? Have you? Did you take any interview till now?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Actually, I need to practice once more uh, all these topics and all. After that, I'll
Okay.
apply for an interview.
Okay. Fine. So
Because
yeah, you
for
need to
now, I
practice.
didn't apply. Yes.
Actually, clearing interview won't be that much difficulty. Okay, you prepare and do means you will clear it. Okay, you may face some difficulty when start working in project only. So as you are around 3 years experience, so there won't be that much problem. You can manage. Okay, so don't worry about it. You start in taking interviews. Okay, then only you will get
Uh,
some idea.
is there any openings in TCS like for the SharePoint developer?
Actually, recently one of my friend also attended interview. I'll check with him if he has any links where he applied.
Yeah.
I'll check with him and I'll forward to you.
Okay. And another thing I want to ask is after this course also I can access this site, right?
Yes,
Because all
you
the
can.
recordings and
Yeah, correct.
materials are there.
This one you take here. This one you check with them. Okay, I'm not sure. You check with
Mhm.
teachme.com. This one. Okay, but this site will be available. the SharePoint site which we created, O365 site which we created, it will be available.
Yeah.
This you can use for learning purpose. This
Sure.
teachment sign, you check with that people.
Yeah. Sure. I'll check with.
Okay. We start with SPFx. The SharePoint, there are two types: modern and classic. So for modern site development, only option SPFx. Okay. In SPFx, we can create web part extension library. Okay. Web part is something like in the particular page we can add multiple web parts and it will display get data from particular source and display whatever we need to display in the same page we can display. Okay. So and creating web part and the extension is to customize header and footer and form customizer, field customizer, like that particular out of the box functionality. If we want to customize, we need to go with the extension. Okay. So for SPFX creation, to create SPFX, we need node module to be installed. Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code. We need node module and Visual Studio Code. Okay, in this node module, we have to install YO, Yeoman generator, Gulp. Gulp is to build and bundle the solution we need. And in the YO, we need that SharePoint generator we need. Uh, SharePoint generator we need. Okay. So once you install node module, automatically npm also will be installed. So npm will be useful for installation and to execute other commands. Npm will be auto install with the node. And just remember what are the commands we need to execute. Yo space at Microsoft slash SharePoint, and after that, what are the option like type of the web part name, and whether we need to that few options will be asked. It will be asking, right? That domain, it should be same domain or different domain, and need to install in all the site collection. Like it will ask all the options, right? You remember those options as well. So in interview they will ask you what is provide the steps to create your web part and how you will do development, how you will install. So they will ask you entire process. Okay, that you should able to answer. And in the gulp also there are multiple commands like gulp build. Gulps are so once so using gulps are you can debug the solution. Okay. And they will ask you how you will debug the SPFX solution. That also they will ask you, and where you will add the web part and test that workbench.com, that site you need. Workbench something, right? .com. Workbench.aspx. Workbench.aspx
Workbench.aspx.
page we need to add. And what is the default port number? 4321 port number 4321. These are the questions they will ask, and how you will bundle and package gulp bundle hyphen ship gulp package hyphen solution hyphen ship. Okay, so these are basic stuff in SPFx. Okay, apart from that, they may ask you questions in React as well. So React, what is state? What is React? Single page application, it's a collection of JavaScript libraries. And what is state? And jobs, React lifecycle. React lifecycle is so what are the methods and which method by default mandatory when you are writing React solution? React lifecycle render method, but it should be there. Render method is mandatory. All other methods like constructor, component did mount, component will mount, or we will be adding whenever we require. Okay, and React lifecycle and our web part of React lifecycle in web part properties. Web part properties and how to how to communicate between two web parts. Between two web parts. There is a interface and that was we saw. So hope you remember that. I forgot that name. Connected part in SPFx. So dynamic data is the keyword. Using dynamic data, you remember this was connected part. Okay. So these are the things, and apart from that, we have seen how to use SharePoint, REST API in SPFx, PNP, Office Fabric UI. Office Fabric UI provide multiple controls you can add directly, and it will give a rich look to the web part and web page. Office Fabric UI PNP. So using PNP, we can do both CRUD operation. CRUD is create, read, update, and delete operation. So we'll say CRUD operation. CRUD operation using PNP, and PNP controls as well. We can add PNP controls. For example, people picker control, taxonomy field control. Those are the controls PNP is providing. So we don't need to do any custom code. We can directly add the PNP controls easily in the SharePoint page. Okay. Um, these are the topics we discussed in SPFX. You Have any queries here?
No.
So then we'll go from the SharePoint from the beginning. What are the other topics we covered? SharePoint. So for SharePoint, there is two types of two object models: server object model,
Server object model.
client object model. Server object model code it can execute on it can be executed only in the SharePoint server. Outside the server, we can't execute. That's why we are unable to execute the code from our end. Okay, server object model. We can using server object model we can develop like timer job, event receiver, web visual part, so we can develop these things and deploy. So WSP solution. So the WSP we need to install in the SharePoint server control admin. So to install the WSP solution, we need to run PowerShell script. PowerShell script like add a SP solution path SP solution name. To activate feature, activate icon feature. Likewise, we need to for each action we need to give execute. Okay, and types of levels of features. Level form level if we do means it will be applied all the web application in a particular form. Okay, and web application particular web application alone we need to have this feature means but particular sites under the particular web application we need to activate means we can do it at the site level. So it will apply only to a particular site and its subsites. Even if you don't want to apply the site level, you want to apply only for the particular web subsite level means you can add this web level. Okay, so different types of different levels of features were the questions we got around 4 to 5 years before. What is the different types features, all those things. But nowadays we don't get so mostly you will be covered with SPFx and SharePoint functions. They won't come, but you know all these functionality because these functionalities still exist if you go with the on environment. Still you can develop your own server object model and you deploy if you have the servers. Okay. Microsoft not recommending go with the server object model as it is like it is giving affecting the performance of SharePoint. Perform okay, so they are asking uh, so through the performance First, they introduced a sandbox is something same thing. You can create server object model code, and that server object model upload it level itself, site collection itself. The site collection itself. Okay, so that if the particular solution is impacting is only that particular site collection will get down. So all other site will be running fine. So to improve the performance, they introduced the sandbox solution model, but it was not that much useful. So many customers didn't go with sandbox solution. Okay, so they deprecated the solution itself. So nowadays, no one is going with sandbox solution. Um, Even we were difference between farm you when you find time you go through this what is sandbox solution and what is this farm solution and sandbox solution. Run with elevated privilege. This option available in so you want to perform higher authentication and so any use to apply solution that you need to check and activate feature, you can write the code under this run with elevator privilege method. Okay. It will be having it will run using application pool account using higher privilege and you won't get denied error. Okay, and this one is available in only in uh, form solution. We can't use it in sandbox solution or even client object model. Anywhere we can't use this run with elevator privilege option. Okay, that is one big advantage if you go with server object model. That is form solution. Okay, you can do all the activities using server object model like creating solution, list library, creating content, site collection, everything you can do using server object model. Okay, so now I'm going to client object model. So in the client object, so if you want to run outside the SharePoint server, this client object model is only one option. So we have JSON, CSOM again client server object, client side object model. This we'll write using C sharp. This is JavaScript object model. Then REST API. Okay, JSON and REST API are something it will run with it will be executed in the SharePoint page and it will run using the current user account only. You can't run that solution with another account. Say for example, I logged in this particular site. JSON or REST API code means that code will executed using this test one account only. Execute that code with another account because that option is not available. Okay, but pass the credentials you can say. So that putting through C sharp, we need to explicitly pass the credentials, using which account. That's the difference between CSAM and JSON. And there is one more difference we have seen: query and execute query async. Execute query async we can use in CSAM. Execute query async should be asynchronous method used in JSON. Okay, this is one of the difference. And uh, I think that so we can create console application, app mod, provider hosted apps, hosted apps. I'm using .NET, so deployed in any of the Windows server, and that hosted app we can add it in SharePoint as iframe. Okay, SharePoint hosted app we don't need to host it in separate server. We can host it in SharePoint itself. This one we don't need .NET framework. We can create using simple HTML and JavaScript itself. This SharePoint hosted app. Here we'll majorly using C. Uh, Difference between CSAM and providers instead of any customization as we are using .NET application. This app grant full control permission. It means we can execute app context and code using. So we in that case we don't need to worry about the user permission. But in SharePoint hosted app execute using app context, so it should run. Okay, you understand what is user. Hope you know what is user versus app context. User context is current user who logged in using. If that user is having permission, whereas you don't need to have permission. That app should be having permission. Whatever the permission, app is having read per read all the content in the particular site collection, and you can display it. In that case, you can't update. If the app is having a right permission or full control, you can modify the content as well. Okay, that's it about setups and SharePoint setups. Then we uh, is Power Platform. Here we have Power App, Power Automate, PVA, Power Virtual Agent, Power BI. As the Power Component, Here. So we covered um, three topics in Power App. These are the major topics we have. And apart from that, list SharePoint understood what is list library types of fields, content type, content content type, item or document type of uh, one full control versus site collection admin, contribute versus contribute no delete. Okay. So these are the topics covered and get interview questions mostly from these topics only. Okay, we might have missed something. Okay, but 90% questions from these topics, whatever we cover from this only we will get. Okay, and workflows as Power Power Automate much on workflows. What are the workflows available? Designer workflow like approval workflow, mail. So for on-prem environment, classic pages, you can create you can create a SharePoint designer workflows, and even we have seen like customization under the market. We having page layout under the page layout. Will be having page controls master page. These are the topics we cover. You I'm uploading in this place. Upload it here as well. I can upload, but not sure after this class we'll to the game. So for better, I'll upload in this SharePoint library. You can download. Um, topic covered. So, all the topics which we have mentioned in this notepad. If you have any doubt, message me in WhatsApp where you could discuss some topics that message me. Let's have call for few minutes. Okay, there is you don't understand it. Okay, you message me in WhatsApp and we'll connect. Okay, you go through all the topics and if you have any doubt, you message me.